What's up, Sooner Nation? Big time pitchers duel today at the Hall of Fame Stadium, where the Sooners come out on top, 2-0. Jordy Ball pitched an elite level with 11 strikeouts, and we just heard Jada Coleman give props to Kennedy for her pitching and just really impressed in how she was. But guys, what are your thoughts? Start off this.
Well, first thing I'll say is Najari Kennedy, I believe that's how you say it correctly. I talked about her on the preview, how she led the nation in ERA and she was freshman of the year. She lived up to all the hype. I compared her to Odyssey Alexander, and we saw a lot of that. She was really able to shut down OU. The Stanford outfielder made a play that caused OU to score 2 runs. I'm sure that they would have only scored 1 on that. But, I mean, I just give all props to Kennedy. She carried Stanford, kept them in the game. Because that's the thing we talked about with Stanford, too, is their offense was not that great. They were an elite pitching team and elite defensively, and they really showed that today.
Yeah, it was just a great game from Jordy Ball. Complete game shutout, 11 strikeouts. And then with Kennedy, it was before the runner got on in the 5th inning, it was 3 straight innings without a runner on base. And then Jada Coleman, and props to JT Gasso, proving again why he's one of the best hitting coaches in the country, pulling Jada Coleman aside before that 2-on, 2-out opportunity and giving her some tips as she goes to the plate, launches a single to left field that ended up scoring 2 runs.
Well, and Coleman there on that pitch. One thing we've talked to. What's up, Brayden? We just started, bro. Hey, one thing we've talked about is the 2-strike hitting with this team. First off, is how good they are at that. And another thing we've talked about is their patience at the plate. And guys, the first 2 innings when she threw 52 pitches made a difference in the 5th inning. You can't tell me it didn't. I think she was still pitching really good, but she might that rise ball on Coleman, that at bat, both the first 2 pitches, Coleman was mad at herself for missing them because they were in a spot where they weren't high up like they had been. So, and then the third one she got. And so I think that affected the later innings because I think she had thrown so many pitches the first 2 innings. But that girl's a stud. She's a freshman. She's a stud pitcher. I don't want to face her again, to be honest with you. But, guys, Jordy Ball, different level this year. 11 strikeouts, 1 walk. And let me give you this stat. Stanford had 6 full counts, 0 for 6, okay? That's huge to get those outs instead of getting the runner on. Just even when she was missing today on that rise ball, it was like very edge on the outside part of the plate to lefties. I mean, she was hitting her spots dead on today.
And one thing, the ump behind the plate wasn't really helping either one of the pitchers out, I thought.
No.
It was tight zones. So for it to be that low scoring when the zone was that tight, that's impressive. But Jordy Ball's off-speed pitch today was one of her best strikeout pitches she had, actually.
Well, yeah. Well, you talk about she uses the drop ball a lot, but really she had the majority of her strikeouts on the fastball and on the rise ball. We didn't see as much of the drop ball today. And just like we said, Brayden, maybe if you want to give some of your thoughts on the game as well.
I'm like Jeremy, the corners. I mean, the umpire.
It was tight. It was tight for sure, but
difficult.
He called it for both teams, though.
He called it both ways pretty consistently, yeah.
Yeah, but he was calling them more on the left side of the plate than the right side of the plate. That's what.
And he wasn't giving them anything down low at all. Like if it was knee right at the knee, he wasn't giving them. But hey,
I will say this about.
We talked about in our last video about maybe the most outstanding players. I know a few people said Coleman. She had a good game, 2 for 3, 2 ribbies. And then Jordy Ball, I had mentioned, I think she's going to have a great series as far as outstanding player. She pitched to Jim. But that's going to be interesting next game against Tennessee, who they're going to throw out there, guys. May, I'm guessing.
That's what I would think. It's just, I don't know. But you talk about, I guess we can preview a little bit of Tennessee in this. They're led by Kiki Malloy. In my opinion, she's the best player in the country, and she's not even in the top 3 for finalist player of the year, which is ridiculous. I think she had 25 home runs on the year and like 80 RBIs. So you talk about like a Joss on all those stat line. That's what she had this year. And Tennessee, they're very good defensively, pitching wise, and their offense is really explosive too. So
Yeah, it's going to be a different type of game.
yeah, it is. I think we'll see some more runs scored.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, you won't get held this low.
Jerem,
Yeah.
the pitcher from Tennessee, I don't think she throws that hard.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No one's going to be like what they saw.
Yeah.
No one's going to be like what they
Kennedy
saw today.
Kennedy had a couple that got up to 75. That's like from an MLB perspective, that's like 100 miles an hour.
Over 100.
Over 100. That's ridiculous.
I think the game against Tennessee might be the second time all year that OU's allowed more than 4 runs. Tennessee's been the hottest team in the country as of late. Today they put up 10 runs on Bama. It's going to be a good matchup. But, again, this OU team's just so talented. Like, you can't really count them out of anything. You can't expect the losses. Like Patty said, the pressure's on them because every game's expected to be a win. And that's just how it is. I'm not saying that that's right. But when a team wins 49 in a row, they're 57-1 on the year, going for their 3rd straight national championship. That's how it is.
And what Coleman said in the postgame, like it's already written.
Yeah, that's what I.
She said it's already written. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, guys, if OU, we said over and over, Jeremy, you had an article over it. If OU wins this national championship this year, they're debatably the greatest women's sports dynasty ever. Not only women's, but just sports dynasty in general.
It looks like their mantra is eyes up. I mean,
Yeah.
every time Jada got on base, she was pointing up to their faith. Hey, this is the first time all year I've seen Tiare Jennings and a couple other in the lineup. They were mystified. That girl was.
I would not say mystified. I would say that girl's rise ball is just that good, guys. I mean, her rise ball. It's not like they were just like guessing.
No,
mystified
is the right word. I think impressed, though, if you ask every batter, she's better than they thought she was.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, and being a freshman, I'm wondering. I didn't realize she was from Topeka, Kansas, man. I wish she'd come to OU. She's a stud. But hey, another girl that I got to mention, Riley Boone continues. She got that inning extended with that hit. She continues her timely hitting, guys. I mean, really timely hitting by her.
And, well, with having her in the 9th spot, you basically have another leadoff hitter in the 9th hole.
Hey, yeah.
So just her presence, like her, just energy after every big play. Yeah. That's what fires this team up. That's how they make big plays, is due to Riley Boone.
Hey,
Torres had a big hit too.
Yeah, and right after that, Gasso made probably the best decision of the game, because if Torres is on second when Jada hits that ball, the girl makes the play in the outfield. She did not make the play because she was trying to come up quickly because Hodge is so fast coming around third base. She had a shot at her, I think, but she took her eyes off. Looked up, but had Torres been there, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. Yeah. I mean, Ball, though, guys, she's been – lately she's just been that – she's been that good. And her control, I think that's always been the thing. When she has good control, she's hard to hit. What'd they say her batting average against her when she has 2 strikes, like .81? It's something insane.
Yeah.
Well, I think that the Stanford pitchers was like .85 with 2 strikes as well. So
hey,
talk about just the ability to have success with 2 strikes, and that was honestly the difference because, like Jeremy, I told you several times Jordy Ball had 2 people on with 1 out. I believe 3 times she got out of it every single time.
She did.
Yeah, and another thing is, when was the last time we saw OU? And this is a tribute to the Kennedy girl. How many times was OU chasing those rise balls way out of the zone, either fouling them off or swinging at him? That tells me that rise ball is that good, because they're pretty good with their eyes about watching and being patient. And they were swinging at stuff that was way up here because she would throw a rise ball at the knees. She would throw a rise ball up here. That thing was insane. But I bet that was probably 80% of her pitches was a rise ball, wasn't it?
I would say.
Don't you feel like she was throwing that all the time?
That and the straight up fastball. That's what she really killed.
78 of her 92, 93 pitches were strikes, they said.
Yeah.
Hey, can you imagine the situation? This is a huge win, massive, because OU would have been playing Alabama against Fouts right after this loss.
Yep.
It's just
And you talk about just like OU's ability to make a play when it's needed. Like we've seen that where they've made plays when it's needed. Today it was Jada Coleman in the Super Regional. It was Kenzie Hansen. I mean, this team all year has had the ability to make plays. And I think that's what's going to help them in these upcoming games is, okay, maybe if you have Nicole May against Tennessee, she maybe won't be able to throw the shutout like Jordy Ball did, but if she can hold Tennessee to maybe three or four runs, or maybe even less than that, because Nicole May's been terrific this year, and that OU is going to respond with the big play in the game.
Well, and she could pitch a shutout too, though. She's that good. And here's the thing: that's what OU has that most of these other teams, I would say, other than Florida State, do not have. Is they have at least two, maybe three girls that can pitch, and they're good. Whereas these other teams like Stanford and some of these other teams, Tennessee, I don't know their pitching staff that well, but I can't imagine they're too deep, being able to hold OU under 2 runs probably. So, I mean, that's the thing you get with OU. You throw May out there, she could pitch a shutout, she could pitch a 1 to 2 run game, and you got to think OU's going to at least get 2 to 3 runs on whoever Tennessee throws out there.
Yeah. Well, I think that on Saturday, there's kind of a debate on because could we see Storako get the chance or could we see May? But I think there's
May.
I think it's May.
Yeah.
I think it's May.
But I think there's a chance that we could see both pitch during the game as well.
Hey, that Justin Timberlake NSYNC song? It's gonna be May. That one. That's who it's gonna be.
Hey, one thing that would be a cause of concern for any other team but OU, their captain is 2 for 16 in the College World Series. I mean, in the NCAA.
I think it's 2 for 18.
I think it's 2 for 16. Grace Lyons is struggling at the plate, but she's so stinking good on defense that you can kind of forget that stuff. But I think she's going to come up big and clutch in a couple of games.
Hey, guys. I think it was just the pressure that we had, honestly.
Oh, I don't think pressure has anything to do with that.
I mean,
you mean, Braden, like why we struggled?
Yeah.
Their pitcher
was Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy was lights out today.
Guys,
Yeah, don't get me wrong. She's good.
She's not good. She's great. She's the lead ERA in the whole country. And I think she also – there was another category she led in as a pitcher. I mean, she's a really good pitcher.
I mean, strikeouts per 9.
Yeah, I mean, she's really good, guys. I mean, I think you could tell, and you guys be honest with me here, when you were watching the game, after about an inning and a half, 2 innings, did y'all think, okay, this game's going to be tight? I mean, you could just tell. It had the feeling of a pitcher's duel, and it was almost like whoever scores first, I think, is going to win this game. That's kind of the way I felt. That's why those big innings with Jordy Ball getting out of those innings were so big, and those 3-2 counts that she got out of 6 of them. I mean, just huge baller.
Hey, Jackson.
Yeah,
I tell you, Ball pitched really well. Honestly,
yeah, I know.
She got into jams and she got it out.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think maybe before you joined was that she had what was it like 3 different
3 innings of 2 people on base with 1 out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Stanford tried to move them over. Like in the second inning, they had 2 on, and they tried to move them over. They moved them over, and
she still gets out.
Even the cleanup batter is the one that bunted the first time.
And they dink and dunk you to death. They don't hit you with the long ball, and that's what.
What was the stat that they had? Did y'all remember how many home runs they have for the year?
Like 20 something total.
27.
Yeah, 27.
Yep.
But guys, the catcher for Stanford.
So Saturday at 2:00, Tennessee.
What about the catcher, Braden?
I said the girl from Stanford, the catchers. She's got an arm.
Yeah, they're solid. I mean, all the way around. I think they're going to come back and make some noise.
Now, I think Kenzie Hansen's better though.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't take any catcher in the country over Kenzie Hansen. That's the truth of the matter. Well, guys, I guess we'll have everyone go around and maybe say your score prediction for Tennessee. So, Jeremy, we'll start with you.
I think Nicole May gets a start. She's going to go a complete game, and I think OU's going to find the sticks, and I see this being a 10-2 run rule, 5 innings.
Wow. I'm going to say 7-3 OU.
Braden, you want to go next?
I got Nicole May pitching, and I got OU winning 7-5.
Hunter?
Nicole May on the mound. I think it's going to be the third time all year that OU gives up more than 4 runs. So 8-4 OU.
Well, Hunter has my exact score at 8-4. I mean, I agree. Nicole May Nicole May will start. I actually think that Tiara Jennings will have a bounce back game, and she will hit a grand slam in this game. I think Tiara Jennings will hit a grand slam.
Yeah, Tennessee, it will be. If May holds Tennessee to 1 or less, I mean, it'd be an outstanding performance because they're that hot right now at the plate. So,
yeah.
But
All right, bros.
all right.
Big
All
W to get back at it Saturday, 2:00 against the Tennessee Volunteers. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Boomer.
Boomer.